Good morning, students. Let us continue the topic Ranga'S marriage. Lines begin from here. I have no headache. I am my usual self. I went through the same thing when the process of choosing a girl for me was going on, but I don't think that could be a reason for your present condition. Ranga stared at me. Come, let's go and see Shastri, I suggested. We will find out whether Guru and Shani are favorable for you or not. Ranga accompanied me without any protest. As soon as Sastri saw me, he exclaimed, "What a surprise, Shyama! Haven't seen you for a long time." Ranga insists that everything is fine with him and he is his normal self. Narrator very wittily makes a remark that he went through the same feelings when he was seeing girls for himself and immediately mentions that it could not be the reason for Ranga. Furthermore, he suggested that they go to see Shastri to see if the stars, it means Guru for Jupiter and Shani for Saturn, are in their favor. Ranga went with him. On seeing Shastri ji, he implied not having seen the narrator in a long while, which is obviously not true as they had met before the same morning. This is the explanation of the above lines. Further lines from the textbook are over here. Shyama is none other than your servant, the narrator of this tale. Tell me your story. I got angry and shouted, "What? Only this morning?" Shastri completed my sentence. You finished all your work and are now free to visit me. Had he not done so, I would have ruined our plan by bursting like grains that are kept in the sun to dry. I was extremely careful of what I said afterwards. Shastri turned to Ranga. When did the young son of our accountant clerk come home? What can I do for him? It's very rarely that he visits us. Explanation of the above lines is here the narrator reveals his pet name Shyama as they called him in the village. The narrator felt that Shastri was lying because they saw each other that morning and thus he immediately responded. However, Shastri completed his sentence and saved the entire situation. Shema realized what he was just about to do and took extra care from that moment. Shastri continued his role and acted surprised on seeing Ranga. Further lines from the textbook are take out your paraphernalia. Rangappa seems to have something on his mind. Can you tell us what's worrying him? Shall we put our science of astrology to the test? There was authority in my voice as I spoke to Sastri. He took out two sheets of paper, some cowries, and a book of Palmyra leaves, saying, "Ours is an ancient science, Aya. There's a story to it, but I won't tell you that story now. This is not a harikatha which allows you to tell a story within a story. You may get bored. To you. I will tell it to you some other time." So, dear students, there are some meanings over here. Paraphernalia means here trappings associated with a particular institution or activity that are regarded as superfluous. Cowries means a marine mollusk which has a glossy, brightly patterned domed shell with a long, narrow opening. In Hindi, kauri. Pamira, palm tree. Harikatha means story of Lord. Explanation of the above passage is the narrator asked the Shastri to take out all his tools to help solve whatever is going on in Ranga's mind with full authority. Shastri took out his essentials and told them that this is all ancient science, but he won't recite it now because then they both would get bored. But he does intend on telling it some other time. Shastri moved his lips fast as he counted on his fingers and then asked, "What's your star?" Ranga didn't know. "Never mind," Shastri indicated with a shake of his head. He did some more calculations before saying in a serious tone, "It's about a girl." I had been controlling my laughter all this while, but now I burst out laughing. I returned to Ranga exactly what I said. "Who is the girl?" "It was your humble servant who asked the question." Explanation of the above lines is Shastri moved his lips while counting quickly and asked Ranga about his star, which he did not know. Shastri implied that it's manageable. He appeared to be doing certain calculations. After a moment, he indicated that Ranga has a girl on her mind. Even after trying his best, Shyama could not control his laughter. He thus posed the question to Shastri, asking about the details of the girl. Further lines from the textbook are Shastri thought for a while before replying. She probably has the name of something found in the ocean. Kamla, maybe. Could it be Pachi moss? Must it be moss if it's not Kamla? Why not pearl or Ratna, the precious stone? Ratna, the girl in Ramarao's house is Ratna. Tell me, is there any chance of our negotiations bearing fruit? Definitely, he said, after thinking for some time. There was a surprise on Ranga's face and some happiness. I noticed it. "But that girl is married," I said. Then I turned to him. His face had fallen. Explanation of the above passage is Shastri thought and replied that the girl is likely to have a name of something found in the ocean. Their guesses include Kamla, Pakshi, Moss, Pearl, and then suddenly Shastri said Ratna. All of it came together now to a girl named Ratna, who is the niece of Rama Rao. That's it. Ranga was thinking about her only. Ranga was both surprised and happy because Shastri's predictions were right. He immediately became disappointed when he recalled that she was married. Further lines from the textbook are I don't know all that. There may be some other girl who is suitable. I only told you what our Shastra indicated. Shastri said we left the place. On the way, we passed by Ramarao's house. Ratna was standing at the door. I went in alone and came out in a minute later. Shastri said that he did not know all that and there might be another suitable girl. To make it look real, Shastri interfered in their name guessing game and told them that he only told what can be read. Both of them left and crossed Ramarao's door, where Shyama went to see Ratna for a minute and came back. So, this is the explanation of the above passage. Further lines from the textbook are surprising. This girl isn't married, it seems. Someone told me the other day that she was. What Sastri told us has turned out to be true after all. But Rangappa, I can't believe that you have been thinking of her. Swear on the name of Madhvacharya and tell me, is it true what Sastri said? I do not know whether anyone else would have been direct, Ranga admitted. There's greater truth in that Shastra than we imagine. What he said is absolutely true. Madhvacharya here meaning is an exponent of Vedantic philosophy from South India. Explanation of the above passage is when the narrator comes back, he announces that fortunately Ratna is not married and someone might have wrongly conveyed it to him about that. The narrator expresses his amazement at the fact that he has been thinking about Ratna and asks him to swear upon the truth. To his surprise, Ranga told him that the truth, that whatever Shastri said is true. His belief in all the Shastra had strengthened. So, further explanations will be made in the next lectures. Thank you, students.